Get ready, because tonight we're descending into some of the darkest, true horror stories ever told. The kind that burrow deep into your mind and refuse to leave. These aren't your typical campfire stories or fictional frights. No, these are the kind of stories that wrap themselves around your spine and haunt you long after the lights go out. Can I handle them all? I'm not so sure anymore, but I'm about to find out. True horror stories have a unique way of seeping into our souls. Maybe it's because they're rooted in reality. A horrifying reminder that no matter how safe we feel, there are forces out there that defy explanation. These stories make us doubt everything we thought we knew, leaving us questioning the thin line between the world we see and the one we don't. What makes these tales truly terrifying? It's the fact that they really happened. These aren't just creepy anecdotes, they're real events, suffered by real people who thought they were safe in their homes with their families, or simply going about their lives. And if it happened to them, who's to say it couldn't happen to us? It's a thought that sneaks up on you, that prickles the back of your neck and sends you glancing over your shoulder, wondering if you're truly alone. There's a reason we're drawn to these stories. Maybe it's the primal fear they awaken, the kind that speaks to something ancient and instinctive within us, a fear that not only terrifies but draws us in. We want to look away, but we can't. And that's exactly what I'm going to explore tonight, the kind of horror that creeps under your skin and refuses to let go. Let's start with the Smith family, a story that will make you question the very idea of home. They thought they'd found their dream house, the perfect place to build memories and spend quiet nights together. But soon after moving in, they realized they weren't alone. It started small. Doors would slam shut on their own. Their children would talk about shadowy figures lurking in the corners, eyes always watching. But it didn't stop there. The family soon began hearing whispers at night, guttural voices murmuring unintelligible words that seemed to seep into their dreams. Objects moved, sometimes in front of them, sometimes vanishing altogether. Exhausted and desperate, they set up cameras, hoping for an explanation. What they captured was a nightmare, a pale figure, gaunt and unnatural, with eyes so dark they seemed to drink in the light, staring back at them through the lens. The look it gave wasn't just hostile, it was possessive, as if the entity was warning them that they were in its domain now. But the worst was yet to come. The entity didn't just haunt them, it began to manipulate them. Footage would vanish from their cameras. Emails about their experiences were mysteriously deleted. They felt their memories twist, their minds turn against them, as if the house itself was inside their heads. Determined to escape its grip, they called in paranormal investigators. What happened next was chilling beyond words. One investigator claimed he felt an icy breath on the back of his neck, only to turn around and find himself face to face with the entity. Other investigators recorded voices, sinister murmurs that seemed to say, "You'll never leave." And as they reviewed their findings, the entity lashed out. It smashed their equipment, erased their tapes as if it was playing a twisted game. It was toying with them, letting them get just close enough to feel its presence, only to remind them they were helpless to understand it. The Smiths knew they had to leave, but the entity wasn't going to let them go easily. They left everything behind, fleeing in the dead of night, vowing never to return. But the nightmare wasn't over. Months later, a package arrived with no return address. Inside was a single photograph of their old house at night. In the upstairs window, staring out with eyes that burned through the darkness, was the same entity that had haunted them, as if to say, "You may have left, but I'm always here, waiting." True horror stories are terrifying because they remind us of a truth we'd rather forget. We live in a world we don't fully understand, and sometimes in those dark corners we can't see, something is waiting. So tell me, what's the scariest true story that's ever happened to you? Share it with me in the comments below and brace yourself for my next video, where I'll dive into even more bone-chilling tales that might keep you up tonight and every night.